So when's this series launch?
It's supposed to be summertime.
Yeah, summertime. Exactly how summertime? I think it's one of the J's.
I'm going to say July. Busters, I can take his picture with us.
How you doing?
Good. I just got out of the interview sign.
Yes, I am.
When's that gonna be ready?
You know, I'm battling laziness right now.
So probably not in time for Heroes?
Probably in time for Europe.
In time?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I see that, but there is the battle with laziness.
You usually start with
Almost over.
silhouette or just mostly with the profile drawings?
I'm just checking to
Kind
make
of.
sure he's got time.
There's not like a plan
Feel it out.
or anything like that. It's just I kind of think of the shape first, and then I just kind of start slinging into it from there.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It's okay. It's just we're not perfect. Not trying to keep this rubbish mess. I'm gonna get some weird grab this thing.
Go for it.
Alright. I'll be back in just a few minutes, Brian.
Huh? I will stop and I will wait for you. I will not do another line until you return. And that's a crazy thing about it is I don't quite have I draw it this way sort of thing down. Actually, Michelle, you have a kneaded eraser at the ready.
You still do life drawing much? Or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I absolutely have to.
Yeah, I find that if I don't for longer than a couple weeks, my figures start to drop off rapidly.
Oh, well, I mean, it's kind of weird because to me it's like the more and more I'm away from it, the less and less truthful I think they go.
Yeah. You start to pull stuff more from your head instead.
Yeah. So it's always a good idea to go back into it.
I love the pastel life drawing figures. They're amazing.
Oh, those are fun.
You get signed by Moonlight's head across up there. Thank you very much. Take care. They really did change.
Thanks again. You're going to be at Heroes?
Think you're gonna do Emerald City next year?
Usually, what I try to do is I bounce back and forth between Emerald City and MegaCon. So I did Emerald City last year, so it's generally a MegaCon year afterward. But it's kind of a hard call since I'm actually doing more stuff with the Boom guys. And Emerald City is a better show for them.
Yeah, they always have.
Tomorrow. I assume I should just leave my crayons in stuff with you.
All right.
Yeah, whatever.
I will take good care of them. All except for one.
Do you want to bring these back tonight or leave them here? Do you want to bring these back tonight?
Yeah, I'll bring them back.
Looks like you got an autograph.
Ah, sweet. Yes, actually, let me use this one.
Really enjoyed your section in that panel discussions book.
Ah, dude, that was an excellent book, man.
Such a good help.
Yeah. I mean, Derwin did such a great job of putting that together, man.
It's an awesome book.
Yeah.
Every guy that you interviewed there is great to learn their techniques.
Well, it's kind of funny because it wasn't a situation where he came up and said, let's talk panel discussion. It's like he would have me go up to SCAD and do lectures, and he basically took notes from the lectures and then like interviewed me and asked me a couple of questions and then like sent me this thing basically saying, this is what you said about drawing panels. And I was like, well, that's pretty solid. Yeah, so it wasn't like from one section, one sitting or anything like that.
That's how I imagined it was, but that's interesting to hear it wasn't.
But it was really cool, man. And like I said, just it's an incredibly comprehensive book.
Totally.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends still in Jersey.
Lighting and balloons,
Oh yeah.
everything. It's such a good book.
I mean, it's like what I always tell people is like if you want to like really like learn the nuts and bolts of it, that's the book to get a hold of.
Thank you for your work.
Well, thanks a lot, man. Much appreciated, dude.
So you tried the Kuretake pen brushes?
Yeah.
I like their the synthetic one, but you know I jumped for one of the actual Sable ones, and I wasn't that impressed.
Yeah.
It seemed like
It's kind of weird because the Sable one, and I figured, okay, well, the synthetic ones are really nice, so the Sable ones have got to be like totally sweet.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No,
too.
they're not.
I don't know if they're using like. I've read that the female Sable's hair is a lot softer,
Oh, really?
and I'm wondering if that's what they're using because it's also cheaper. The male's hair is what Windsor Noon uses in all their brushes,
I don't know.
and it just seemed really like soft and
It's really,
spongy.
yes,
instead
and
of
it
nice
just
spring.
kind of just lays there. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
make a line and it holds like the shape of a last, so it's kind of a soggy, pen.
Yeah, that was my impression. Disappointing. I really wanted like a affordable
Oh,
Sable brush.
yeah, the idea of it is really sweet.
So you're running your own electron class or just
Yeah, like we're that's just something that isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm always going to do that, and I'm teaching at the Portfolio Center in Atlanta. But what I do is, and it's almost like the only reason why I teach there is because they give me a class that I can do figure drawing, and they're paying for models and stuff. So
awesome. Yeah, that's not a bad deal. Seattle. Surprisingly, it's difficult to find a good one.
Really?
Yeah.
kind of figured Seattle would be pretty progressive about that.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
what I figured too. But like, I mean, there's quite a few classes, but not very many hunting ones. You know? A lot of small spaces.
If there's 30 minutes left to empty your wallets, get some swag, try to get a date.
How are you doing?
Good. How you doing, Brad?
I'm feeling good.
That's good. Just out of curiosity, how much do you charge for your watercolor commissions?
For my watercolor commissions, it really depends on exactly what you're getting.
Do you
And
think
because I generally don't do the charging, because I have no idea what to charge for it. You generally have to do that through Robert, who runs the Yahoo group.
Do you think you'll be at the Seattle Con this next year?
I'm not sure. I was saying that I usually do
Just
like Seattle one year and MegaCon the next. But I'm doing more and more stuff with Boom Comics, and they're real big on the Seattle show.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. I don't really carry around nail clippers. I carry around. They have different emery boards that are like different grit. Well, yeah. Well, like they have the regular ones that are like the brown ones and the sandpaper ones. And they have these ones that are black that are like Brillo, you know. And those, it's like I actually keep it on my keychain. Yeah, it's like this thing. I've actually used it like when I can't. I've sanded. I've actually I used to do some molding with silicone molding and black. Because I have a bunch of weapons that are part of replicas, and I would add on parts to mold. And since it's a two-part chemical that makes the plastic,
That's like an old school. In fact, I'm going to do the same technique on this, where you're actually using watercolors and then permanent white.
I've been doing that a lot. Doing a lot of watercolor painting. Without the ability to build back up to lights, I
was
screw
just going to say
everything up.
that I ended up, I've gotten so, oh, that's white, Alex.
Yeah.
But what I do is I actually use, not nail file, emery board, but it's basically, it's the industrial black.
The tendency for the
nail files that have a super
the tends to like
Oh,
once they dry is
and I've actually sanded
Oh, really?
my skin off to get rid of stuff.
that
So
always
my hand, my fingernails are just
throws me off when using the wash.
no, but you know,
Yeah, it's a very old school technique, and because
I'm just saying, I'm sure that I'm like.
I mean, where I really first started doing illustration was hanging out with these really old guys. So I just kind of like learned playing around with that technique, and it's kind of weird because it's an odd technique, and it doesn't have like a lot of places where I can do it. So I end up like just kind of doing it on just stuff I'm goofing around with a lot of times.
When you're seeking transparent washes, it's not a whole lot of
Dude, I live for the transparent washes.
For the braid watercolor painting that you did, just sort of like super bright and very made her hair. I was like, I want that.
But
Do you ever have like sister sale online?
No, every once in a while I'll do a print, but it's kind of it's something that I'd like to come on, but
Collecting original art.
lazy maximum.
I thought they wanted to be on the panel.
I have a tendency.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I have a tendency not to do what I think I should be doing. But yes, I would like to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, I plan on doing more of that. Now, I can't do it with Brave because, you know, the Disney Gestapo will
I know.
descend upon me.
Send the Disney hounds on you.
Oh yeah, yeah, they will mess me up. That's yours. Mine, you generally use one color, so mine is kind of gray.
Somewhere. And it was like, these are pieces I'm never going to hang. They shouldn't be in my house. They're not going to be on my wall. So I was going to do it. And then would say, well, I want that one. I said, you can have that one. I like that one.
All right, let's see what this does.
You know, so
What it'll take on.
So use the permanent white then? The permanent white gouache, or
Yeah, I use a combination of like regular, you know, watercolors, like traditional,
yeah.
relatively traditional watercolors, and then you know, for stuff that needs to really pop up as far as the highlight is concerned, then I'll sometimes go in with permanent white.
didn't bring the cup.
That's okay. I've got a bottle.
well, she'll know that I really,
If I've got a bottle, I'm good to go.
it's good. We had before. And,
All right.
and Peter O'Donnell, I don't know if you're on the Moxie place.
What's that?
Well, he's in the library. He wasn't and he really wanted to feed us. And we really wanted
That'll keep me from messing up a page of the sketchbook.
those are the best middlemen.
Oh, they are awesome.
They can take reading.
And I beat up on them. I beat up on them badly.
Do you have anything in here, or is this just...
Yeah, feel free to flip through it.
It was our favorite.
It's kind of a traveling around and just goofing sort of sketchbook.
And so he has taken a
Some of it's like pretty much demos from here to show people.
background surrounded by chain
Are you familiar with Nathan Fox?
Oh my god, yeah.
I've been taking a cue from him and just trying to do like studies of, you know, landscapes and such to get a little better at that.
Yeah, that guy is a freaky genius.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Sorry, princess, I never was much of a
I mean, and it's weird because I'm glad he teaches because his stuff is so flawlessly beautiful
somewhere in my house.
that you can't look at it and go, oh, I'll just do that.
20 minutes left.
I mean, you look at his stuff and it's just like, okay.
If you have the 10D badge, but if you're a dealer, well, you try to this is not the 10D.
He just doesn't ever see
So 20 minutes left, folks. Get those autographs. Go get that print. Go pick up the
and
next
initially,
one.
right to him,
We look forward to seeing you again
missed
tomorrow
out on
at
something.
Big Wow Comic Fest 2013.
He said, you know what? He said, I'm sick of this. My
Yeah.
instruction. Somebody else.
And she's implying,
So don't contact me. There's going to be
she's
a claim.
implying a kind of a finality to the whole thing.
So there was one that I bought. It was our relationship with Sally and Linus is going. That's the sky. Sally is sky.
I love it when you go this with the library, man. It's so
Ah.
cool.
This is the grass. The grass is green.
Yeah, what's cool is we generally hang out on like
So that was my
Thursday
relationship
nights.
with Don.
It's kind of our night to get together and just goof. And a lot of you know, most of my sketchbooks are that stuff, but this is a new one.
But it's every other character.
Did you get a chance to see Iron Man 3?
Yeah, we actually just saw that like Thursday night.
What'd you think?
Huh? Actually, no, we saw that last week. I was like tremendously happy with it and a little disappointed at the same time.
That's how I felt too.
And so it was like this weird on the fence kind of thing. So as a Tony Stark secret agent movie, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't like the fact that the Iron Man suit isn't special anymore. It's almost like the Iron Man suit is in their way, and they have to get rid of it in the movies.
It was the, I got a letter from the head reader. It's about Thompson. That stupid Thompson, he's done it again. That was the first year from that, and I said, we've got to have that because of the stupid Thompson. The third of the Now, never saw it.
The cool thing with most of your traditional watercolors is there's certain colors that have a bit of opacity to them already. And the portrait color that I use, the pink, just about every company that makes it, to get it to be consistent, they have to put a little white in there. So even though it's straight up very traditional watercolor, and you get it from like watercolor companies like Winsor Newton, it's actually more closely related to a gouache than it is a watercolor. It's not as opaque as a gouache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of those really early watercolor guys were using all sorts of stuff, like body color with zinc white.
Oh yeah.
I haven't had a chance to use it, but gum tragacan, I guess, is something they used to actually like give body to the paint itself, so it like stay off the paper slightly and would sink in.
Yeah, actually, what's cool is one of the guys that I worked in a studio. One of the guys that I really learned a lot of stuff from. I mean, what's weird is he used gesso as his white.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, it's like really kind of cool because it's almost like a zinc white, but even more softer.
Yeah.
But that was his go-to white for everything.
Now I find that
I guess other colors would sit on it nicely.
Well, other colors would sit on it, but it wasn't like a hard, like you'd put it down and it would dry and become a little bit more luminous and transparent. So you had to like really build with it. So he could get these like super delicate blends with it. You know, just do like absolutely beautiful work.
It's like water source, right?
What up, bro?
Bill Ciboli, if you were visiting him, he was Elsie Seeger's assistant.
So did you go see Star Trek?
Yeah, I actually saw it last night.
Seeger
Not
died,
the night
and
before. And
I don't want to hear about it.
so
you don't want to hear about it? Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
I have not seen it.
Oh, okay.
he had like a voice.
Well, you need to see it.
Okay.
I mean, if you're a Star Trek fan, it's good.
Okay.
So what they was told to do that I was right
If you're a Star Trek fan, you probably hate it.
La 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 la.
I like the remake of the reboot, that first one that they did. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that was really good.
That Mary Marvel piece was awesome.
Ah, that was fun, dude. It's a lot of fun.
They agree with the series is like, well, it's kind of getting in a new twist.
So what you been up to lately?
I'm actually doing like interior pages. And it's kind of freaking me out.
Oh, I heard you were doing this monthly, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I wouldn't go so far as to say monthly, but you know, I'm doing a comic book that is going to be published relatively monthly.
Okay. I'm actually writing a Superman.
Whoa, dude, are you kidding me?
Superman Adventures.
Now, are you doing the art as well?
Yes.
Sweet.
And I turned in Legends of the Dark Knight script. Waiting for that to get approved.
Dude, are you like sneaking into writing here?
Yes.
Well, you know, that's so much easier than art.
That's what they say, but I'm struggling with this this Superman one because I pitched it originally like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was supposed to be a 4-issue miniseries. They said, oh well, you could do it for the Superman Adventures, but can you condense it down to 30 pages? And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
I said I can't get 60. No, 30 pages.
Wow.
Dang. All the good stuff I wanted to draw.
Dude, that is tight, man.
Thank you for coming to Big Wow Comic Fest.
That is super tight to have to
Yeah,
compress it that
so
much.
that's my struggle right now.
Ah, yeah, but you know, totally ignore them. Don't let that bother you. Until they physically send a man.
Batman, cover to cover. One of the vendors.
Until they physically send a man, and that man says, you're going to have to, you, right there, personally, you're going to have to.
Announcement booth so we can return it. Thank you guys very much.
Now, you usually lay down your purpose first, right?
Well, not when I'm, because I'm doing this on a colored ground, all bets are off.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, learn something new every day.
Yeah, with the colored ground, it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm taking everything darker, so I'm sort of leaving the gray as my medium dark value.
Oh, I got you.
Did the cutout to yeah.
So it's kind of a real wacky game.
Is this generally one of the smaller
Treasure.
conventions?
Well read.
I mean, it feels pretty small.
I don't know.
I mean, it's artist packed, obviously, but it's
Yeah, that's kind of when like Frank invited me into the show, and he said this is an artist show. It's kind of, you know, not a show where there's a lot of people, but it's the people that are there are into artists, and the artists are there. So I was just like, well, that sounds like the show that I want to go to all the time.
They go down up, they go up by there, you know, and we were right there. They're the biggest cow I ever seen, you know, on Sunday.
Emerald City's going to get a little too big. This year was.
Dude,
it was nuts.
dude, it was crazy big this year.
They're talking they're going to try to expand it even further next year. So
Really? How?
I don't know. They got pretty much the entire top floor that should have been as the
And I
show floor.
sent her a snotty note.
Well, that was crazy this year.
Well, no, the same organizers who started one in Portland.
Joel Ochoa. Joel Ochoa. If you're still in the room, please come to the announcement booth. Joel Ochoa, please.
Yeah, it's
come to the
really.
announcement booth.
There's a couple of shows. There's Heroes, Emerald City, and let me see, Heroes, Emerald City, and Baltimore. Those shows all have the same kind of vibe. Just really laid back shows where you can go and you can kind of hang out and, you know, talk to people. You know, rather than, you know, it being like a shooting gallery kind of thing.
Did you say Seattle?
Yeah. Yeah, Emerald City show.
Yeah. I haven't gone to that one yet. I need to go.
Really good show.
It's a really good convention.
If it's not pouring rain.
What's that?
If it's not pouring rain the whole time.
Yeah. Well, actually, this year in Seattle was kind of like, because every year I'd gone to Seattle, people have said, well, this is unusually warm weather. And I was just like, wow,
Really?
I love it here. This is fantastic. And then this year I went when it was normal.
Yeah, they scheduled it a little earlier this year. I was kind of surprised. I was like, why is it so early in the year?
Well, it's weird because it was pretty damn miserable.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, we live in Seattle.
She said the Walmart.
The winter's there.
Is like it's the Vince
Mind-numbing.
Williams character.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that. The winter is mind-numbing.
golden paradise.
Well, Seattle and really British Columbia, the whole Vancouver area, man. Love it up there.
During summers, it's fantastic. I love it during the summer.
Yeah, and clearly now I know that I love it during the summer. I will try to avoid it during anything that looks too much like winter.
As you want it for this guy. I can't wait. Stanley tomorrow. I already got my fantastic flow comics that I'm going to bring for my guys.
I do what I want to do. Well, we all are.
Yes.
But you getting any chance to do some paint, or are you primarily throwing the markers around?
I want to get back into the painting, but right now I've been overwhelmed with doing consumer product stuff.
Oh wow, really?
Once that settles down, I'm going to get back into it.
Cool. Well, don't ever travel too far away from it, man.
Yeah, I owe some people some commissions when they were originally black and white, and I said, well, since I took so long, I'll paint them for you guys. And they said, okay, we'll wait long. So now I'm on the hook to paint these.
Yeah, give you a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I said, you gotta stop. That is not fair. Yes. Right, fine. Yeah. Yeah.
How's Jason doing?
He's up and down, dude. He's like, just, I mean, once insanity gets a hold of you, it's kind of hard to manage.
I say I can't afford
terrible.
cabin.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, I know this great lady, and it wasn't until like the second or third band. Yeah, and she mentioned Quentin.
It's kind of like, the weird, Mozart thing, man. It's like, that guy's wickedly talented, but it comes at a cost.
I heard he was threatening Cully online or something.
Yeah, that was kind of a little bit wacky. I think the tough thing with him is he has a bad habit of jumping online and doing stuff when he's not really all together. So
Yeah. It's like, dude, turn off that damn computer.
yeah, it's like you have a choice: computer or drink. Not both.
Because I have this inking style and then this painted style that I've always been trying to work on. I didn't use too much photo reference, but the parts I don't like.
I saw this one piece you did of Christian Bale.
Yeah.
With his tie. I thought that was so awesome.
That was
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And actually, the girl who commissioned that, I mean, she was like really cool. She said, okay, you can do this character or this character. Go. And it just went away. And I was just like, all right. And actually, she said, I don't want to unduly influence you, but I love the way you draw hands.
Oh, okay.
Like, okay. I was like, that's enough.
Yeah.
And she was gone. And so it was a lot of fun doing that.
She turned into a puddle when she got him.
Oh man. And she's and she was in Germany too.
Oh, okay. That's filthy.
It's a 7.
Yeah, she is a huge Bale fan. This is a paper from this company called French Paper, and it's technically a printing paper, but what's really cool about it is the problem with doing stuff on colored paper is color shift.
Yeah, that's her.
Like when you put a little color on something on paper, has a tendency of shifting darker, and it's impossible to tell what color you're actually working with.
These are
But the papers from the French Paper Company, there's no shifting really. I mean, you can tell that I'm putting colors down, and it's pretty much staying the way that I put it down. And also the nice thing about the company is I can use their paper for just about anything.
Well, it looks like it's holding up to the washes.
Oh yeah, it holds up to the washes really well. I beat the hell out of them. I use them for pastels. I use them for pen and ink. I use them for everything.
6 o'clock. Anyone with an attendee badge, thank you for coming today to this first day of Big Wow.
But it's really great stuff.
But it's time to leave the room. We have plenty of programming going on in rooms
Thanks,
A,
man.
B, C, and D, including the live creature features at 8 p.m. The costume contest is getting underway in room B very soon at 6 o'clock. And then they have the premiere of what was it?
It's like, oh, what is
We
that?
have Vegas Monsters downstream in room A at 6 o'clock. The costume contest is in room B at 6 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, Creature Features Live. And thank you for coming out today. We hope to see you again tomorrow. If we don't, thanks for coming to Big Wow. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Have a good night.
Want to do like mixing watercolor? I've been finding that like the permanent white shifts cool like way too fast.
Oh yeah,
You know, for
yeah,
trying to-
yeah. You really have to, very much watch that.
But I bought a tube of zinc white, and it seems to work a lot better. Like if you don't have to go all the way to white,
Yeah.
It's not quite as effective.
But it's a much better mixing white.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, I mean, I've just gotten so used to sort of using permanent white for everything that it'd probably be a good idea for me to actually add some zinc to my palette. But I only have so much space, and zinc isn't sexy enough to make the cut. Actually, it's kind of started off as a schminky tin, but it's kind of become a Frankenstein palette. I mean, there is some schminky in there, but it's mostly schminky with a little bit of Lucas and Holbein.
I haven't used Lucas, but I do like Holbein.
Oh no, I can hear one through my pants and houses right here. No, they are not. No. What they need to do is be teaching kids things kids need to know. They need to be teaching kids things kids need to know. And so
Sorry I missed your class, man. I would have really learned how. I would love to learn how to draw.
They have a radio show.
That's beautiful.
If you
Oh,
were
thanks,
lucky
man.
enough to get one of those
I didn't realize you were here, man.
to meet Stan Lee and
I keep a low profile.
picture.
How you doing? I lift you over the table this time, right? Yeah.
Stan Lee meet and greet tomorrow until 6:30 p.m. So you still haven't picked up your ticket for the Stan Lee.
But what you getting into, man?
Photo op, and these are all
That's a pretty loaded question. I'm not sure I should answer that in public. Too much, too little, depending on your point of view.
That's the way to do it, man. As long as you got it going.
Yeah, in this business, everything's gravy.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave the building, you just have to leave the room. Also, panel room B is our costume contest. Our cosplay contest going on in panel room B.
What's that?
And exhibitors will be allowed in tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yeah, he's a little bit too serious.
If you need everyone to leave, make those last minute purchases. We're going to start walking the aisles and kicking you out.
I think it's probably because no one was listening to the girl. Yeah. They're bringing him out as the heavy artillery.
Start sending the stormtroopers down the aisles, kicking everybody
Yeah, the
out.
sweepers.
What kind of red is that? Earthy.
Alizarin Crimson. That is like an important part of every palette. I don't know. He's got all my information, so he'll probably like give us a call or something.
I've been using a permanent rose and a cherry leaf.
Permanent rose.
The
Yeah.
reddish and the orangish. I mean, the orangish and the purplish.
So all would say that major people.
Permanent rose. That's a really good place to be.
Yeah, I like it in like skin tones. It comes out really vibrant.
Is there a meeting? I don't know. I don't think so. No, it's a nonsense. Bill Hope. Okay, well, see, and this is one of my things with the original artist. We go back to the original art. I can tell you this stuff. Everybody said, please go back and notice. And he goes, yeah, we're going to ask him about it. And I'm a huge editor. And I almost bought it at Scribble Heritage Museum. And something, so I go, like that, the price is going up. Something in my attic.
And in case you haven't noticed, I'm having a good time.
I know, I can tell. I like it. Hey, I like that you're having a good time.
What is the hoodie?
What's that?
Push in the mouth.
You know.
I don't know, man. I just
Don't push in the mouth.
Ah.
They need to die from the paint poisoning.
It would actually be good for her for me to die from paint poisoning.
As long as you don't have any cadmiums in there, you should be alright.
Yeah, there's one paint that I have. Yeah, that's,
Yeah, we were talking about that at the Seattle Con. I was like, oh.
yeah, that I actually have to really think about it. I have to kind of go, I am using poison right now. This paint is not to be messed with.
Was that your banner picture? Was that done in Photoshop?
Not Photoshop. There's a program that I use that's called Clip Paint Studio, and what it is it's sort of like Photoshop, but it's specifically made for doing comic booky type stuff. So it's like it's got better inking tools and stuff like that than Photoshop. Like Photoshop is great if you're doing like painted stuff or stuff like that. But I find that this program is a little bit better than Photoshop for doing more traditional work, or more traditional inking looking stuff.
I've heard Adobe's gonna stop selling Photoshop and start.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah,
and it's things like that that make me go, you know what? I'm glad I'm bailing on you.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
It's like you're just making my decision a lot easier.
Nowadays, there's a lot of pretty solid alternatives to it.
Yeah.
So they go behind the scenes and
Yeah, they're not.
talk about working.
They're not the only game in town. They used to be.
But not in
Yeah, and it would have been a problem before, but now because they're not the only game in town, we can go to something else.
And fans would write in and say, I love Ralph Sneer's performance in this. It was so much better than so it absolutely. And it was huge and it was very professional. Disney got a fan letter from Disney way back then. And so when the syndication kind of fell apart, sound movies. So suddenly the universe is changing. And he felt very betrayed. And just, so we had, when we were doing Common Yard, Bert Morial and Ken Lynch.
Do you dabble in oils much?
Oh, I hate oils.
Really?
Yeah, my girlfriend's like a huge fan of oils. She loves it.
And it was all this Irish.
Swears by it. But oils, I'm like, ah. It's like the most annoying thing that I could possibly ever think of.
When they contacted Sam, they were able to contact him. And he wrote a vitriol filled letter that he said, they never did it. Disney blew me off. He said they loved me. He didn't. I and my I and my ballet went out and I daddy all my originals. I want nothing to do with them. Cheated, ripped off, or whatever. And at the bottom was this little tombstone. And it was these RIP from letter. So he wrote us and he said, please understand. We don't want to do this. This is
So does French Paper Company have their own website for them?
Yeah. Yeah, that's I order stuff from them. And this is like this is their I think they call it steel blue. So it's they have like a bunch of just different colors there, but all of them. I mean, I've tried like a number of their papers, and it's all good stuff. So it's like you can't go wrong. One of those rare companies that everything they do is just fantastic. And good people too.
They make it look so dang easy, man.
Oh, it's not that hard.
Yes.
Oh, just years and years of experience.
Yes. Okay. Oh, right.
brush are you using?
This is a ridiculously cheap brush.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes those are the
It's
best
got a
ones.
little bit of spring to it, though.
Yeah, all the brushes that I use for doing acrylic work are like some of the cheapest Princeton graphics,
Yeah.
like Lowell Cornell brushes that I can get my hands on. Mainly because like the acrylics is gonna kill it. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the brush is not gonna live.
Acrylics seem even harder on brushes than India.
Oh yeah.
The binder somehow is a little more destructive.
Some of them, but they're a little expensive. Any freebie I get, I'm grateful for, and any freebie I don't get, I'll buy. I'm not entitled to. Yeah.
I still have a lot.
I imagine you could be using the tail of a dead cat and it's still in
Michelle, remember, 7 o'clock at the driveway.
Yes. At the driveway.
And we're going to meet, or Drew Johnson's going to show up.
Oh,
But
sweet.
it's a surprise. Drew doesn't know it, so don't say who you're waiting for. Say you're waiting for someone else.
Okay.
All right.
So he doesn't know who's going to come in the car.
Driveway at the hotel?
At the hotel.
Okay, got it. 7 o'clock. Got it. Got it.
Well, I mean, you know, I keep it with Al, like with Lennon and Ono, and then Old Slash, you know. It's like,
You got the next 5 minutes.
you know, and then I think
You thought about doing a whole painted comic before?
Oh, good God, no. Well, the main reason why, I mean, I hate painted comics with everything I own.
Really?
Yeah, mainly because, I mean, paintings are designed to stop you and make you look at it. And I think with comics, you're supposed to move through it. You're supposed to go to the next page. Like, so I think painted comics, it's like, yeah, it stops you a little bit too much. And instead of like, every painted comic that I've ever looked at, I've never just flipped through it. I always go, ooh. And it's almost like you get the mentality of looking through a gallery rather than actually reading a comic book. So because of that, I'm like, okay, I'm out.
You familiar with Black Set?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful stuff. But again,
I think his stuff.
yeah, and his stuff is as close as I've seen to actually pulling it off.
Well, he's got that whole like Disney animated kind of feel. I think that helps it move a little better than some of the.
Yeah, but even his stuff, as gorgeous as it is, I still will just turn a page and go, oh, look at that. That's so damn beautiful.
so, and coming from Al Milgrom, so what he was like, aspects of the land that love his work, right? And it was big, but all